Starting.
Yeah.
Okay, we thought that this would be a 3-day test match to begin with. Then it ended up becoming a 4-day test match. But most of us still thought that 4 days is all that it'll take for this test match to end. But guess what? West Indies have thrown some sort of a challenge and taken things into day 5. The challenge may not be very big because India just need 58 more runs, but India have decided, and with the acceptance of West Indies also, that both teams would want to come back tomorrow and put things to an end to this match. India still have 9 wickets left, but the result could not be achieved today. Kudos to the West Indies, who managed to pile on 390 runs in their second innings after having asked to follow on in this test match. But as things stand, you need a 5th day to get a result out of this match. There's only one result that I see, and it doesn't look like other results are possible, but we'll possibly need another 30-40 minutes tomorrow for this match to see a result. But many must be confused at the moment as to why you didn't have that extra half hour today. 5 o'clock is usually when the match ends, but we are here to explain to you, before we get into dissecting what was it that we saw of the 90 overs today, that why exactly we didn't see those 30 additional minutes today.
First, I want to know what you're saying. There is another result possible. Like what?
That they take 9 wickets in 50 runs.
Rain?
No, there's no forecast of rain. We know that much.
Who knows?
We do.
You can't predict the weather.
There is no other result possible other than an India win. No rain forecast. This is not time for the rain.
See, last week it rained in Delhi,
but we were told in advance, na, that
Yeah,
the
we knew
rain is
3 days
coming.
prior. Yeah, we knew.
There's no rain predicted.
No orange alerts.
Unless there is, I don't know.
some western disturbance.
No. Rain
Or
will
they-
not come.
Or they
That
test out
western
the false
disturb-
rain.
No. Unless there is some war that takes place or
Oh,
something.
war though
like
is getting
that.
settled now.
No, but there is no other result, and it's not even like something that, because when the target was given, it took me back to one of my early memories of watching cricket, where 1997 exactly same target was given to India by West Indies in Barbados. It was the 3rd test, and 120 is what India needed to win that test match. It would have been, the first series win for India in West Indies after a long gap. And in those days, to beat West Indies in West Indies was a massive result. And India just needed 120. Everyone had thought that you won the game. India were all out for 81. I'll never forget Curtly Ambrose, the wrecker-in-chief. Ian Bishop was there, who's now commentating the Women's World Cup. All of them picked up a lot of wickets. It was a very dodgy pitch. So as soon as 120 was given, my mind went back to that particular test match. But then I realized this is no Barbados.
Yeah.
This is a Kotla, which is very docile, helpful for the batters. There is no Curtly Ambrose. Jaden Seals is definitely not a Curtly Ambrose. So I was like, no.
And this is also a venue where you haven't lost since 1987.
That
See,
too you lost to West Indies.
That too, exactly.
But
you
see,
lost
which
to-
West Indies you lost?
Yeah.
Correct.
Not this West Indies. No.
Though this West Indies has done a decent job. So no other result is possible, just to put that on record. You're obviously looking at the India win. Yeah, but the reason is that usually you get an extra half hour. So day's play ends at 4:30. You get an extra half hour every day to complete your minimum quota of 90 overs. Now, if 90 overs are completed in 10 minutes after 4:30, then you finish by 4:40. 15 minutes, 4:45. At best, you can go till 5, which is that extra half hour. And if you complete 90, then fine. If you don't, then also you can't do anything. You have to end the day's play then, even if you bowled 84 or 85 overs. But on a day where a result can be achieved, plus the extra half hour, another additional from the box, secret box is pulled out. One additional secret half hour is given on that day as a gift, that you can take it and finish it. And so the game could have gone till 5:30 today, provided you could have gotten a result. But because India still needed 58 runs, and both teams have to be agreeable to that condition, and usually teams are, when they know that formalities are left, and why come back the next day, we might as well take our flights, go back home. Everyone wants to go back home.
I think otherwise.
What
I
otherwise?
think they wanted to stay here. They wanted a reason to stay in Delhi because That
No, but Indian team also did not.
that thread that you shared with us on the group might have reached the Indian team and the Windies team as well. And who doesn't want to have Delhi food then? Extra day you get.
No, nothing of that sort. Indian team also didn't want to extend, and that also could be a reason why they have to go to Australia from here only.
So they'll have bland food. It won't suit their palate.
No, they could have. It's a cricketing reason. They could have finished the day's play and would have had an extra day to travel around and explore the city. They could have done it and gone to those lanes and by lanes for which I sent to the thread. Here they'll have to eat whatever is served in the ground, na?
You can always.
Or the hotel. No.
Same when you remember Virat Kohli got those chole kulche.
It is not going to happen. So cricketing reason, they realized they were not going to be getting those 58 runs. So play was called off, and tomorrow they'll come back and play. This also takes me to an old childhood memory of mine. The first ever test match that I saw live was at the Eden Gardens. I had seen multiple ODIs before that, but the first ever test match I saw live was in 1993.
The one you got to see Sir Viv?
No, that was not a test match. It was an ODI. So I'd seen many matches before that. But the first test match I saw was 1993 at the Eden Gardens. And how I got to watch it, those days you had tickets for each day. I'm sure you get that now also. Each day used to be a separate ticket. So fifth day, nobody wanted to go because India were 38 for no loss. They needed some 81 or 82 to win against England. And last day they needed to get 40 odd left. And the play got over just like this on day 4. So nobody wanted to go to day 5. So somebody, who I knew, because they were not interested, who's going to go see for 40, said, have a ticket you want. As a kid,
Sure.
like
You take everything you get.
I just want to watch the match live. I took the ticket. I remember I went alone because I had that one ticket. I took a bus and then reached Eden Gardens, and I reached well in advance so that I could see the first ball itself, and then India chased down. They lost 2 wickets in the process. They were 36 or something for no loss overnight, needing 82 to win. And then they lost 2 wickets in the process and then reached the target. So it gave me memories of a lifetime. So I'm guessing tomorrow, if there's any kid who wants to go see, watch Indian batters bat, KL Rahul, pick some tips, or who knows, Gill might come out to bat if you end up losing a wicket. If you want to see your current captain bat, there's an opportunity there as well. I'm just looking at the brighter side, that what can be achieved if you've pushed it to day 5 amongst your theories of food. This is a more valid reason to push it so that some young kid can go and watch the game, which is done and dusted, quite frankly. Let's look back at the day's play.
Clearly you woke up on the right side of the bed because start of the week and so much optimism of this match you have.
No, I don't have. I thought that this match would be over I asked you
on
guys,
Sunday, honestly.
You guys had said 2.5 days.
I never said that. I was not here.
No, he had said 2.5.
I had said 3 days, yeah.
But that time I remember I had warned them that it will depend whether India will bat first or not. Because if India bat first, you're definitely not getting a 3-day test match. However, what I had not accounted for, West Indies putting up 300 plus. In
390. Not 300 plus, 390.
That's what it was, the last wicket partnership.
79 runs.
307, I think, for 9.
No, 301, it was 79 runs. It was that they added for the last wicket.
307 for 9.
Scroll down.
Yeah, last wicket was a 79 run stand.
Yeah, 307 for 9 or
So
something.
No, 311 for 9. Yeah. 37 for 8, 311 for 9, add 79.
307 for 8.
Right?
And then 311 for 9.
And from there, they reached 390. Considering it shows that just no matter what opposition you can put in front of us, we still cannot get the tail out. It's one thing if your tail consists of Mitchell Stark, Pat Cummins, or a Nathan Lyon who can hang around.
Which we saw.
Jaden Seals. This will probably be the best batting display he'd have ever put up in his life.
Yeah, it is the highest score.
Yeah, and it'll be the best batting display he'll ever put up in his life.
He was mighty upset getting out.
Hi.
Expecting a 50 or something.
I think he was. He was 18 runs away. He's batted fine. Yeah, 47 strike rate, 4-6, perfectly fine.
I must say, both the innings, you felt that some of the batters made batting look easy. From the West Indies side, I know the scorecard eventually will say something else, but the tail did bat much better than the middle order in the first innings, and the tail has batted much better in the second innings as well for the West Indies. Is it that the middle order has just been sleeping this whole while in the entire test series, because you got runs from the top, again the middle order went into hibernation, in came just a couple of batters right towards the end, and they gave Indians problems.
And that's an age-old problem, right? At this point, see, you've seen it happen so often at this
been
point.
on even before the 3 matches that you held at home last year. I'm just not able to recall the stat right now, but India have done a shoddy job in cleaning up the tail. I think that they're just the second or the third worst side in terms of cleaning up the tail.
You're talking about last year. I remember when India were playing, when they won the first test series in Australia. That was, I think, what, in 18-19, was it? 18-19, when they didn't have Smith and Warner because they were banned.
Yeah.
Who was the one batter who you had the most trouble getting out? Pat Cummins. Consistently, you are unable to get Pat Cummins out. I remember so many jokes from Sunny Gavaskar on air at that point saying that here comes Australia's best batsman. Because he would trouble your bowlers to no end. You just could not get that man out. And look, we know Pat Cummins is a more than capable batter. White ball cricket especially. He is a very capable batter, and even in red ball can more than hold his own.
He has the second fastest 50 in IPL.
In IPL, yeah, joint second fastest with KL Rahul, 14 balls. So the fact is, he's a capable batter, but you make them look even much better than they are at times. That's what is really frustrating. Is that you've done the hard work, by the way. You get the top order batters, and then it's the lower order that stumps you every single time. And today you were talking about the middle order. I mean, they had some good contributions today. Hope got a century. You had Chase with a nice, good start he got. Unfortunate not to get a half century. Justin Greaves got a half century. So they have contributed, and that's a change. But questions do then need to be asked as to what it is your bowling is doing. I know the pitch wasn't exactly conducive. It was turning, sure, but it was the slow kind of turn, which after a point, if a batter put his mind, got set there, they could score runs. It was a good pitch in that regard. But again, I think some of the bowling or some of the decision making, I don't know, it's just been off.
Interesting what I heard from some of our team members who had gone to the stadium yesterday, and the one member who is there at the stadium today as well, that somewhere in the field they thought that the Indians, just in their approach, were a bit casual over the last couple of days, that they didn't perhaps have that spark of being clinical. And maybe it's to do with the opposition, maybe it's to do with the fact that you always knew you were going to be winning this match.
Yeah, but then that is what international cricket is.
Yeah.
While I agree that it's very easy to fall into the trap of being complacent against this opposition, a team that you've beaten in a one-sided encounter, but I'm saying, assuming, let's say, West Indies did not commit harakiri as the way they did. I think after what Roston Chase and Campbell had done, if the rest of that middle order had shown some sort of a fight like Greaves did, if all of them did, I think the minimum target they were looking at, they could have easily, any other team from this situation, half a decent team, would have given India a 200 plus target.
Correct.
And a 200 plus target, no matter what, batting last, funnier things have happened in cricket. You never know. Things could have turned in your favor. So what would have that done? That actually West Indies could have been so close to a massive result. Imagine after the first test match where we were discussing whether they should be playing 2-tier system, this and that, where the conversation went, and what if we were sitting here and discussing a 1-all series, tied sort of a performance.
And these guys have a habit of doing well in the second test match.
Yeah, but it would then be compared to, like let's say what India did in England and so on and so forth, or even some of those rare series, it could have happened. And for that, you would not compliment West Indies so much, but also criticize the way the Indian team, did. I think the biggest blunder out of all of this, apart from getting complacent, was to give the follow-on. And we discussed it the other day. I said that, I don't see India giving follow-on, because follow-on, quite frankly, gone out of fashion. And I think this test match showed you exactly why it's gone out of fashion. And the prime reason behind that is, bowlers get tired. And that is where you reached a stage when that partnership was building. Why couldn't you break that partnership? One, your bowlers are tired, shoulders are dropping. You got to understand fielders as well. I don't know when was the last time India would have fielded straight up for 200 overs, which they have. I think they're 2 overs short of 200. So it's 199.4 overs, I think, that they have been on the field at a stretch. I can't remember the last time that would have happened. And these players, again, are not used to being in that situation. So no matter what you are, that is going to have your shoulders drop. Your bowlers won't have that motivation. Bowlers are tired. Let's not forget, and nothing against these bowlers, these are T20 generation bowlers. They know how to get the job done in 4 overs. They're masters at that. Or at best, you'd say 10 overs. They're masters at that. How many of them have, I'm not saying that they cannot do it in the long format. I think Siraj has shown that he can bowl long spells, and your spinners can, or Jadeja can. But the thing is, they do it so rarely One, because the test matches come so rarely, and then even when it comes, you are seldom in a position where they have to bowl 200 overs at a stretch. So when you're not used to a scenario like that, how is it that you suddenly expect them to pull a rabbit out of the hat? No matter the opposition, you'll struggle. This is why I think that follow-on decision, I don't know if you know who took that decision, but that follow-on decision for me was wrong on multiple counts.
It has to be the captain's call only. See,
and the coach, captain and coach put
more
together.
so the captain, I would say, because captain was right there in the middle. I don't even know if there was enough time to get that communication going from the dressing room, because there felt Jurel's wicket. On the other end was Shubman Gill, and he decided to
No, that
walk
must
back.
have, no, those discussions happen in the drinks of each over.
That
as
okay,
well.
next wicket we'll
There is
see,
a
etc. But I have a feeling you look at whole numbers, or you look at multiples of 50 when it comes to these things. So 518 you declared. I'm pretty sure the declaration would have been at the back of your mind, and 550. You seldom think of, let's say, 572 will be that number.
That is because Jurel got out.
Yeah, exactly.
So they would have been okay 550. Let's say hypothetically 550 is the target, but they don't want to declare because he's batting. It's like he's gotten out now. Runs don't matter. We declare.
See, this is obviously taking into account the fact that you weren't making a lot out of this West Indies side. If this was in Australia or in England or a South Africa, no way are you declaring at 518. So that declaration happened not because of the wicket, but because of the opposition.
I also think that declaration happened. I don't know. Again, I'm not 100% privy to what the conversation would have been, but I have a feeling it's that whole thing that Indian cricket wants to do, under Gautam Gambhir and now with Shubman Gill. I have a feeling it was like, let's show the world, that ruthless instinct that we are so much better, that we will give them a follow-on and finish off the game like that. Rather than being conservative, I do see this thing coming in, which you would associate with these top level teams, ruthless team, that no, show them the place, show the world how far ahead we are and how ruthless we are. So let's do it. I think
shades of baseball.
Yeah, something like that we have to send a message across that how good. Because if that is not the case, you take the more conservative approach of not, again, as I said, you're not worried about 500 runs. You should have been worried about the fitness of your bowlers and your fielders having been on the field for so long. There is a reason, as I said, most teams are not doing this follow on. I think after that test match in Eden Gardens 2001, when I think Australia made that blunder, after that it anyway became an issue. Most teams against competitive teams don't want to do a follow on, maybe because it was West Indies, as you point out, you took the risk, but also not the opposition. Think of, will my bowlers have that same limit? Now I'm saying any other team other than the West Indies, if they hadn't batted like this, they would have given a target of 200 plus, who knows, 220 target. Some wickets fall in a cluster, you're caught in a dangerous position.
It's basically the case of what we were saying. I remember, I think we were discussing it just before the test match, and people were saying, oh, this is a joke series, whatever. I said, look, it's one thing to disrespect the opposition. At the very least, respect the game. Yeah. This does smack a little bit of, we're going to finish them off. It doesn't matter what the opposition is, because it's just the West Indies. We'll finish them off. Great idea on paper. The problem is, as you pointed out, your bowlers are in today's day and age in no way used to bowling those kind of spells. Siraj is perhaps an exception. We wrap Bumrah and cotton wool most of the time, and I understand why.
But
Jadeja.
Siraj and Jadeja, when I would be very interesting to see when they bowled at 200 overs at a go.
Yeah, exactly. They're also used to bowling at most an innings. And in that innings, you might bowl longer spells. But this way, you are pretty much on the field for that much time. It's rare.
When I look at everything that's happened over the last 2 days, it tells me that you were cutting the opposition short. I don't think in your minds you had made so much of the West Indies, and by no stretch did you think that this will be the kind of fight back and batting that they'll come up with. Neither in the first innings. In fact, from what we'd seen first test match, so you needed just about 40 overs to get them out in one of the innings. But this time, both the innings, that there's been some sort of a fight back, you will have to say. And this is something I think that the Indians did not account for, because nothing else, when I look at what happened in the field, the sort of initiative that they were taking as well, with everything that was happening, the declaration in mind as well, then the follow on, everything put together just tells me that you just made light work of the opposition a bit.
Answer the bigger question for me. Why did Nitish Kumar Reddy not bowl at all in the test match?
It's funny you mentioned that, because yesterday in the press conference, Ryan Tendushkar had come and he said that, hopefully we'll get him to bowl some tomorrow, because it's far from ideal that he's bowled 6 overs prior to this and has only batted on one particular instance. To then follow that up with not giving him a single over, I don't understand. You have 6 bowlers on your team for a reason, right? You can see your bowlers are clearly getting tired. How does he not potentially end up going out to bowl? I have no idea.
He bowled in that first test match where you actually didn't need him to bowl, by
Correct.
the way. You still got him to bowl 4 overs. This second innings, you definitely needed a Nitish Kumar Reddy to bowl. Why is he not bowled? Unless there is some injury which I don't know of. But then he was on the field, wasn't he?
And Tendushkar said, we hope he bowls tomorrow. So if there was some injury thing, the assistant coach could have said, right? He could have said that no, he's been dealing with something, or we're not quite sure on his fitness, but he was included as a bowling option. He has bowled 6 overs. He hasn't bowled once in this test match. It's very baffling. And the funny part is, then when you will take him overseas, you will make him your third bowling option. But if he's not in that rhythm, he's someone who hasn't played that much domestic cricket. He's still young. He's still very much a unpolished diamond. When is he going to get that experience of bowling longer spells?
To just know that, is he playing as a batter? Because if you're going to play him as a batter, or if you think he's a batter, then there are so many better test batters available, right? Who are not getting a chance.
This goes starkly against what was told to us on two sleeps away from the test match. I was telling this to Shane and Siddharth yesterday. On the 8th, it was Ryan Tendushkar only would come in for that press conference. And he said on the 8th of October, 2 days before the test match, that listen, we're on the lookout for all these all-rounders. We want people with both these facets, and we don't want to just use one facet of theirs. So Nitish, he slots back in because of the good work that he done in the previous series, and because we look at him as somebody who can contribute both with bat and ball. Unfortunately, he could not do much with the bat in the previous match because Indian team only batted once. But this one as well, he said that we're looking at him very closely because, and he made that comparison, although he didn't say that he's like Hardik Pandya, but he said that or we're getting somebody of the qualities of a Hardik Pandya in such a long time. But he said that if he's to go a long way, then his body is the key. And as we have seen in the case of Hardik Pandya, who could not prolong his test career, Nitish needs to be careful about his body. So all of these things tell me that you're looking at him, and he said that away series Nitish will be key for us. But if he's not getting that, if you're telling us that game time for him and we want to see how he does in these conditions, and especially when we're looking at things from a future, with a future outlook, then he has to be bowling as well, right? If you're saying all these things prior to the start of the match, but that's not happening on the field.
Yeah, so just going back to the question that I was asking, is he playing as a batter? Because I can't seem to understand that if he's not going to bowl, then you might as well look at some batters who've played for India in the past and who can then be slotted in. If you don't need a fast bowling all-rounder in Indian conditions. See, the only way you're not bowling him is because you thought he's not going to be picking you wickets. I think that's the only logic. So then, isn't that a lesson? Then you might as well then play maybe an extra spinner, which you could have slotted in. Who knows? Maybe bring in a Akshar Patel then to play. Because if you need batting also, then he would have at least done some overs. Then accept that you're not getting the combination right. Or if you just don't need that bowler only and you're enough, which you didn't need. Despite bowling 200 overs, if you're not going to go to Nitish Reddy, so you think you're happy with the amount of bowlers you have, then allow some batters to play going forward. Because clearly they are better batters than him. I know Nitish Kumar Reddy makes it because he offers another facet. Otherwise, Devdutt Padikkal is fielded, I think, for this entire test match. Does he get a match fee? He deserves a match fee for this.
The amount of fielding he's done in these conditions, sure.
He's fielded the full test match. I can't.
He can check.
He should be given a full match fee for this entire match for having fielded for the entire duration, and then you could have drafted him and get him to play a match because he's clearly a more accomplished test batter.
I think he would have gotten the answer to that because he's got Dhruv Jurel in the vicinity, and Jurel did exactly that in Manchester.
Yeah, he came in as a replacement, and so did he. So I don't know. Whatever is the thought, then maybe. You don't need a Nitish Reddy in Indian conditions then going forward. And bring in a spin bowling all-rounder or a batter. as you're not utilizing him. So don't understand what the logic of that is. Okay.
Mr. Shekhar Jitian with a new profile picture, I must say.
Yeesh.
Not a profile picture I'm a fan of, but yeah.
That caught my eye and not in a good way.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's got every right to do whatever he wants to. But
Really?
he says,
That's a bit much.
Yeah.
yes,
We're reaching there.
social media, you can do whatever you want. But
Okay.
okay, he says that okay, good experience for Sai to be involved in the 5th day chase.
I mean, if there was a 5th day chase where you're chasing like 150, sure. He is chasing 58. I don't think
I
it
get his
matters
point
much.
of him just getting used to those nerves, etc. But quite frankly, that's not the stage. This test match, at least.
No, this ain't it. If he was chasing 150, I'd understand.
I want to know, what did you make of Yashasvi Jaiswal's approach? Was that the team's thought, or was it him just going?
Both, but I think he
I don't
fell
think
for a
it can
trap.
be the team's.
He's
Then if that was the case,
Yeah.
then
others should have followed.
Others
suit.
should have followed.
No,
yeah.
I think this was.
Poor
He was the
Jaiswal, you
sacrificial
thrown him
lamb.
under the bus.
The way that he went for that Hoek first ball to Seals, it took me back to Cape Town, the shortest match that we saw. See, because that time the pitch was a minefield and you needed the batters. Because any ball could have had your name on it. You did lose some wickets in the process. What, 72? What were you chasing that time? Whatever it was. That Hoek just took me back. But like, okay, this is not that pitch though in Cape Town.
Again, as I said, no, your follow-on as well as this, I think, is more of you wanting to stamp your authority. I think that is the idea that they have. That we want to stamp our authority over this. I think that's what they are looking to do, and that was followed. I don't know. I'd be very surprised if it was a team's idea, because if it was a team's idea, then everyone else should have done. Why poor Jaiswal has to sacrifice his average? He could have also notched a few runs, added to his average. Nothing to lose.
So
but
one
then,
man planted for him. He finds
yeah,
it.
but then unless it was his own choice, that's another thing. He said, okay, let me just finish it off. Why come back the next day? And so he decided to do it, then that's entirely his call. The rest of them didn't want to do it. That's also fine.
I mean,
So I hope
if
it wasn't the team's call.
if he had to do that, he chose possibly the worst ball to chase, because they had that one man there.
anyway.
One man. I mean, he didn't move an inch, centimeter, millimeter, nothing. He's standing there and just went back. And that's it. And I'm like, that was such an obvious trap to fall for. You've stationed that man there and he's charged down and hit him there. Like, oh, no. But I think that was at that moment I knew we're getting a 5th day. Because I'm like, there's no way everyone is playing that same template now. And that's exactly what happened.
Also, honestly, how many batters in this team do we really expect in such situations also to really take the initiative?
Why? Sai Sudharsan does it in IPL.
Yeah, well, see, he's playing for his
KL
place
Rao
as well
did it
right
in
now.
this IPL for your team.
But see, Sai, I was looking at it this way. Again, it's not Cape Town, right? It's not those
No,
conditions.
I'm not saying they should have, but they can
can.
if they want.
But I'm saying, see, Sai is, again, he's got a point to prove. He's only got 250 shoes and he's still trying to find his feet.
I am
and
not questioning
trying-
his
yeah.
decision. I'm saying
And what if he had lost
he
his
has
wicket?
the ability to do. You said who out of this batting lineup doesn't
I'm
have?
saying,
They have it.
So, looking at the circumstances, KL Rahul, everyone's saying you need to up your average, you need to
Then
up your
Jaiswal
average.
should also do it.
You managed to somehow, find
Jaiswal
yourself.
should do it. Why? Why sacrifice? You want to do it.
Sacrificial lamb.
No, you should also do it. Everyone should do it then.
All play for their averages.
Yaar, T20 he had to make way.
But see, and that's what I was going to say. What did being a team player get him? Benched. Why be a team player then?
Exactly. From
Why be a team player
three
then?
format player is now playing one format.
Yeah.
He is a
Proper 3 format player. Proper 3
In
format
fact,
player.
There's another 3 format player who's only playing one format. His name is Kuldeep Yadav. Till very recently, he was playing only one format because he would be sitting out. He would make the squad. Sat out of that entire England series. Didn't play any Test match. Sat out of the series before that. But ODIs he was making it.
ODIs and T20s,
he was
yeah.
not making it.
No, but then that was because he was injured, if I remember rightly. There was a time where he was out injured. So that I'll give a concession. Yeah. Other than that, though, I'll never forget when he was named India's number 1 overseas spinner.
2023 World Cup, where was he playing? 50 over.
50 overs he was playing.
Akshar was playing. Jadeja was playing.
Ashwin also played a match.
Ashwin was
Ashwin
playing.
played just the one match.
Kuldeep was
Chennai.
not
Ashwin
getting
didn't play
a
after
chance.
that. Ashwin played only one match.
One match, Chennai.
Yeah. I think Kuldeep was.
No.
Oh, you were playing 2 spinners, right? I'm sure Kuldeep was playing.
I think Kuldeep was playing.
Yeah, you didn't have any other spinner. Chael wasn't in the squad. Chakravarti hadn't made his comeback yet. It had to have been Kuldeep.
Let me check.
Let's just check.
T20 World Cup year spinners were Akshar Patel,
And
Ravi
Kuldeep.
Jadeja,
And Kuldeep.
And Kuldeep.
and Kuldeep.
Because again, Chakravarti hadn't made his comeback till that point in
Yeah.
time.
See, it's hard to forget those lusty blows.
Correct.
Yeah.
So he's played mostly one format, and the one format which you believe he should be playing, he's not played for a while. Test cricket.
Imagine if he played the England tour.
England tour, he would have been
Look at how
more
he's
than a
bowling,
handful. Because
See, every time he picks
he's
a
been
wicket.
your best bowler this series.
again,
Yeah,
Without
yeah,
doubt.
Yeah.
He's playing test match. It's quite a pity that your best bowler in this series did not play a single match in England.
and that's the thing. I mean, he's been christened India's number one overseas spinner, and since then he's barely played a test overseas. That was one prediction that aged like day old milk out in the sun.
Yeah.
Just did not age well at all. So yeah, I mean,
He was there.
he was there in the World Cup. No? Yeah. We could have been.
Yeah.
Had to have been. They didn't have any other spinner to that point. So see, unfortunate as I always go back to that stat. Before this, he'd played 14 tests since his debut. Since that time period, Mone Mokil played 15 tests, and Mone Mokil's been retired for years at this point in time. So it's just
pains
unfortunate.
Every time, it pains every time to see him pick a wicket. It should be the opposite, because the wicket's actually a reminder of the fact that he's not played enough.
And more importantly, every time he takes big wickets, he gets benched. Remember,
Five
5-4 against Bangladesh, benched for a year. Life isn't fair for Kuldeep Yadav.
No wonder he took to football. He's like, I need some solace. How do I survive? So let me develop a passion. Let me get
I was listening,
distracted.
I was listening to Arshdeep's podcast, which recently come out. He says that this Manchester United thing that we did was very interesting. Everyone was very excited. We're all blown by, firstly, to see all the equipment around, everything. It's elite level. So much of it was new to us. Like in all of this Kuldeep Yadav talking tactics to Dano. He's talking about formations over there.
The formations is a banned topic in United, though, isn't it?
It should be. He should have known that.
You should have known that.
Yeah, knowing
There's only one formation.
Yeah.
football, not they should have known.
Did you see that banner the other day in the what match was that? Venezuela.
Yeah. It was Cameroon were playing,
Cameroon.
and they told Bumo.
Mbumo, yeah.
It's not Mbumo, it's Bumo.
Yeah.
Brian Bumo. They said talk to him about 4-3-3. Yeah, I saw that one.
Please tell him about 4-3-3.
Please tell United's manager about 4-3-3 because that man only knows one formation. 3-4-3.
Yeah, but on the subject of Mr. Shekhar's display image, still can't get over it.
No, I'm not.
Just to let you know that even in modern day Germany, they do not use this.
This as well as
This is considered like, they want to erase this part of their past. They're very ashamed about it.
Even the salute. If you do that, you're jailed.
Yeah. And nowhere will you see this image or any statues or any mention.
Nothing.
of-
They have museums, but then those are Holocaust museums.
Correct.
That's a whole different
No,
thing.
that's because they are really guilty of what happened in the past. And they want to move ahead from there
Correct.
and not
But-
celebrate.
What this
In
super chat
fact,
also
do
tells
you
me.
know, I was reading an article once which said about that the sales of Mein Kampf, the autobiography of Adolf Hitler, has almost negligible sales in Germany, and one of the highest sales recorded for that in any country is India.
Jesus.
The Germans don't want to read that bit of theirs.
Why would they want it?
Yeah, they're quite ashamed of that.
But what Mr. Shekhar Super also tells me is, besides, of course, the very conspicuous picture over there, the fact that he is vacationing right now in India.
Yes,
that's true. Correct.
Correct.
Good catch, Harshit. Dikshita.
India to test series post 1.5 years. 0 out of 3 home, 1-3. Oh, this is the test series. 0-3 at home, New Zealand.
Yes.
1-3 BGT, sure.
Yeah.
England 2-2. And that too, you needed Siraj miracles on Captain Stokes' injury in the last test. The only format.
But that's unfair call. I mean, the
No,
injuries on all sides.
Yeah.
So Miracle also is an Indian player who, pulled out the miracle.
True.
Duckett and that Crawley didn't get runs in the first test match. Who knows which first or the second where they were chasing. Then we could have won.
3-1.
Every match
Ifs
I'd
and
say,
buts.
First.
This match, XYZ didn't pick wickets, we would have won.
But
Stokes wouldn't have picked up
those wickets.
We would have won.
Ifs and buts, though, the only format we've won the real challenge under GG is ODIs. Because of Virat Kohli, Iyer, Rowe, and Gigi wants these three out. Who wants Iyer out?
No, because Iyer didn't get picked for Asia Cup, so yes.
Yeah, I find it very funny, by the way, how quickly the discourse has changed around him. Because if for years people said there's no way he can displace Sky,
Yeah.
and now one good season of IPL and you want him to displace Sky. Who's your captain? I don't quite understand. Sorry, I don't understand this thing. I'm a fan of him, very good player, but there is no chance in hell you would be replacing him in place of Sky. And the problem with the squad is it's a 15-man squad.
Yeah. I mean,
He could be competing with Tilak, but not with Sky.
yeah, but look, that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah,
while you all wanted, I also wanted Shreyas Iyer to be in the team, but it's really tough now.
It's
to change
impossible
that.
to fit him in.
Yeah, correct.
As far as the squad dynamics go, you'll always go for one batter somewhere who can play multiple positions. He's a middle order bat.
It's just embarrassment of riches. That's it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's right.
You're talking about embarrassment of riches. Dhruv Jarel is averaging 47 in test matches, 47.10. Any other country, he's an undisputed starter. In this country, Rishabh Pant is ahead of him. And you can't even blame that decision. How can you blame that
No,
decision?
that's a fair decision.
Of
but
course.
Is it that he's pitted against him?
Exactly.
Priyanshu is saying Gill be like ये मेरी जिंदगी का पहला और आखिरी follow on होगा. By the way, Gill needs to improve his main test versus South Africa, Australia coming to India in this cycle. Gill needs to improve in what he's been in phenomenal form. So improve as in obviously had it been South Africa, I don't think he would have given a follow on.
And
maybe
maybe he means as a batter.
But I look at it the other
Gill
way.
the batter is
Been in good form. That's what I don't
form.
understand.
He checked his numbers.
He's
He was averaging
averaging
38. Now it's 85.
Exactly, because he's gotten threes. He got centuries in England.
England,
He got one century in the last match. I think we're good.
Indian supporter is saying what happened to Shivam's day off cancelled. Yes. Is he off today?
He is off today.
How has he got that off?
Ask the roster man.
Abhi, I'm going to ask.
Funnily enough, roster man himself is off. So
I like how you guys have picked
How
on
is-
that one.
Why is
I had forgotten
why
about
is
this. So
Shivam off today? Who is going to
Answer.
rule the shows for us?
What about dugout?
I'll just say. I'm just writing. Shivam, please be here for dugout. Shivam, please be here to
I think Pawan's going to be the first one to get a call.
dugout.
In a couple of minutes.
what to be
time?
fair, Pawan didn't do
6:30.
anything. We saw it right there.
Okay, thanks for reminding me. Okay.
Thanks for the laughter.
Big time.
Pranit Datta.
Lots of people are asking for West Indies to be removed from tests, but they've beaten England, Australia, given India Cup competition, and they show that they deserve to be here.
Beat Pakistan as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
On those absolute national highways.
1-1.
That is true. I think everyone sort of jumped the gun in terms of writing them off. And they're having to deal with a lot of, what do you call, we have brain drain in India, they have muscle
Talent drain.
talent drain, whatever you can call it.
Their plight is genuine, I would say.
Yeah, it is.
They
Yet
really don't.
they're putting up a fight.
See, to play under a flag which really does not exist, is an imaginary sporting flag to have.
Yeah.
That's one. Two, again, different cultures, getting people together. There's logistical challenges as well in traveling in those islands. Then there's this financial hurdle as well, which is very, very big at the moment. Roshan Chase was speaking of it the other day. Brian Lara spoken about it. Clive Lyle, time and time again, these legends have had to speak on it, and they've still not been able to get a resolution. I think it was 97 when that whole thing changed. Financial models changed, and still now finances haven't been fixed in the Windies.
Well, not even 97. Even prior to that, you had West Indies players join the World Series of Cricket.
70s,
Yeah, then after that, there was a West Indies team that I remember went to apartheid South Africa. When apartheid South Africa were banned, they were the rebel West Indies team. So, look, money grabbing in the sport has always existed. Let's not paint them as Doodh Ka Dhula. There's been money grabs consistently. The thing is that now the disparity is more than ever, because these guys can make multi-million dollars playing franchise cricket. And I don't blame them for taking that route, especially when you consider how chaotic the situation is in West Indies cricket. That being said, one interesting thing, I think Siddharth was mentioning it, every single time these guys play well, it tends to be in the second test, which then just tells you that there's actually a decent bunch of cricketers there. They just need to get acclimatized to the conditions better.
Yesterday, look at the Brisbane victory, second test. Look at Pakistan, second test. draw the series this as well as the second test.
They just need a little bit of time to get acclimatized to conditions, and there are good cricketers in there. It's just they're A, young, and B, the star power, quote unquote, is not really there. If your star power is Shea Hope, then no disrespect. So that is admittedly an issue.
Okay. Anshu Mishra is saying, Nikhil sir, now last few days left when we are saying Wasim Akram is most successful test left arm fast bowler ever. Legend Stark is easily on 402 test wickets and will pass Harbhajan, Akram, Ambrose and Ashes. That's true.
True that.
That is true. I think, the legend of any player is written well and truly once they're retired. So I guess Stark's legend will continue to grow. Now that he's playing, of course, he'll end up with those wickets. Also, when he retires, then, you talk about any player in glowing terms only after that. Sachin Tendulkar is on our chat today.
He was there yesterday also.
Oh, yes,
So was
2
Desmond
days.
Haynes.
So was Desmond Haynes.
Thank you so much, guys, for taking our time, joining us in the live chat and sharing your valuable thoughts with us. So what's he saying this time? He's saying 6th bowler in test cricket is a luxury. Even 5th bowler goes little under bowled in some days. 5 best batters plus wicketkeeper plus all-rounder plus 4 best bowlers should be combination. Best team did the same in past. In fact, India also did it for the longest time. And Australia continue to do it even now. And I completely agree. This is something that we've been harping on ever since the BGT started. And that's where India completely, tried to move on in the white ball selection sort of trends in test cricket. But completely agree with Sachin Tendulkar. Anyone who disagrees?
Not at all. I think that's the best
can you?
combination.
It's
Best combination
The
for
Indian
tests.
team does.
when the god speaks, you listen.
No, but the Indian team does.
Gambhir clearly doesn't.
The management does. Okay, final comment of the evening from Arvind Ataras. He's saying, Nikhil sir, can KL Rahul play 100 matches? He has played 65 so far. If he plays this cycle, he would complete 80. I think this version of KL Rahul deserves to play 100 tests.
Easily.
He's had up and down in his career, and even he will accept this, that he's kind of not done justice to the talent that he has, because he's really one of the most aesthetically pleasing batters, has all the shots in the book, can do and should have done much more than what he did so far. But I think he's really sorted a lot of things out. We've seen a much better version. I think the whole thing of just him dropping out of that captaincy race and that leadership has really taken the weight off his shoulders. He can put his head down, concentrate on his batting. It's showing even in the IPL this time around, and showing in test cricket too. So yeah, I think his talent and his capability was never under question. I think it was just his
And the fact that his place is secure and he's not under the shadows of anyone now.
Yeah,
True.
For the longest time in his
he's made
career.
it secured himself, right? That's what I'm saying.
See, if you were also, I don't think the previous captains and the team managements have helped his cause. Because if you're throwing the man right up top, asking him to open someday, then you're asking him to bat at 6, then someday you'll ask him to bat 4. It's not going to happen like that.
KL Rahul was Sanju Samson before Sanju Samson. Fact.
Yeah.
Amit Devakar says, another test match bowling opportunity wasted for Nitish Reddy. If they're playing him as a batter, then there are others who can be given an opportunity.
You said that, yeah.
Wholeheartedly agree.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly what we said. Completely agree with Amit here, who joins us from the US. So that's that then. India, as we said, should be 2-0. Maybe in the first hour, 2 hours of the... 1 hour of the game tomorrow, since no rain is also predicted. We'll see you tomorrow. If you can't join us for the post-match, it will be short and sweet. Dugout will definitely be there tomorrow, where we'll discuss it at length. So we'll see you tomorrow. But for more videos, guess, by the way, I'll share it with everyone. Guess who's calling?
I think this can be one of those KBC calls where
They can be.
He needs to be audible as well.
तो आपको आना है. डगआउट कैसे होगा? आप नहीं आओगे तो कौन रोल कराएगा डगआउट? नहीं, वो सब ठीक है भाई, लेकिन डगआउट भी इम्पोर्टेंट है या नहीं ऑफिस के लिए, हमारे शो के लिए. तो कौन कराएगा डगआउट? आज हम डगआउट नहीं कर रहे थे, फिर मुझे आपकी बात याद आई कि डगआउट तो करना चाहिए हमें, और आज तो वीकडे भी है, वीकेंड भी नहीं है. डगआउट शुड बी हैपनिंग. और पवन को मैं भेज रहा हूँ शूट पे, वो जा रहा है हर्षित के साथ इंटरव्यू शूट कराने, तो किसी को तो डगआउट कराना पड़ेगा बॉस. आप बात कर लो, कोई आपके लिए अगर चिप इन करके आज आ जाए, ठीक है, सारांश एंड पवन से. आप उन दोनों से बात करो. ओके. डग आउट होगा बॉस, ये नहीं हो सकता कि डग आउट नहीं जाएगा. ओके. ओके. हाँ. ओके. हाँ. करो आप प्रॉपर्टी देख लो लेकिन बात भी कर लो. हाँ. ओके.
And that, by the way, guys, was the prank of the year.
He is going
Official.
to be speaking, requesting others to step in.
We should tell them to say no. Tell Saransh to say no.
Pawan can't go. He has to leave for a shoot now.
Yeah.
With Harshit. So Pawan, if you get a call, you know what you have to say. Saransh can
Saransh.
will have to step in. Let's see how close they are. Friends.
We've seen plenty of glimpses of that.
In recent times, let's not get there.
We saw it in my first spell, my friend.
There, Pawan is getting the call. So Pawan, you can tell what you have to do. ठीक है, आपको जाना है IOA ऑफिस, पीटी उषा का इंटरव्यू करना है हर्षित को उसके साथ. Okay guys, on that note, we'll take your leave. I hope you had a great time. Take care. Bye.
Prank included. Bye.
Bye, guys.